Hey guys, Mike here with QTV. So Jeff and Mark had already done their stories about what it was that brought them to start up QTV with me, and I feel like I owed everyone else an explanation of what brought me to do this. So here it is, my little story about what brought me to do this and what is bringing me now to stand in my basement and talk to a camera like a weirdo. My story, I guess, kind of falls a little bit in line with Mark. Now, my day-to-day job is not doing anything near this cool at all, but I kind of was wanting to do something like this and to have a passion project of my own. Now, Mark and I worked before on some other things. In fact, we worked on a show together before, but after a year, everything was working out pretty well, but it was just too much of a time commitment for me, and I had to step aside, and the show went on in a different direction. Mark and I had always talked about doing another project together because we were really passionate about both the local community and just being a big nerd. So we reached out to Jeff and said, hey, we're going to do some work together. What do you think? Now, Jeff and I had known each other for a while. In fact, Jeff and I had lived together, so he knows exactly what a pain in the ass I am to work with. But thankfully, he still agreed, and here it is, QTV. But the question really is, why would I be compelled to do something like this in the first place? And I think my reason behind it is a few things. I went to school to learn about the brain, and on the way, I kind of learned a lot about other things. But I don't really apply those things at all. Much like Mark was talking about how sometimes you just aren't fulfilled in your day-to-day, I learned a lot of great skills that I never put into my day-to-day use. And while it's hard to say that I really do with QTV, one of the big things that I'm very passionate about is stories. Sharing experiences, and sharing knowledge. I think that YouTube in particular is one of the best things that ever happened, and that kind of seems a little ridiculous when you consider the majority of content on YouTube is people looking at cats or weird funny videos. But my big thing is learning. I think learning about anything new is an awesome use of your time. Whether it's learning to make some sort of craft or art or skills or sharing the knowledge that you already have, YouTube is one of the best things we have for quickly passing along a knowledge or a skill that we have to someone else. The internet is a visual medium, and while of course there's lots of text and everything like that on the internet, it's hard to argue that we don't spend our day flipping through photos and quick videos to gain the kind of information that we have. But what does this all have to do with a channel about being a nerd? My big goal is to be a catalyst for finding information, and we've really focused on local information, but on Q'd we're planning on spreading out to include other things that are out there, whether it's learning a new skill or something like that. In fact, I'm making this video to force myself to do more content. I can almost certainly guarantee you that Jeff and Mark will tell you that I'm the biggest procrastinator on the team. I've got a lot of things that I want to do, and unfortunately I don't get to them. I don't even finish the things that I start. Jeff and I tried to start streaming me finishing my library of Steam games, and we got not even through one game. So I'm a classic start something and never finish it. But if I make this video and put it out there, and now Jeff and Mark know, we are going to get something done. So what do I want to do? What I would like to do would be to sort of take a look at video games in particular, and sort of nerd culture in general, and analyze them against the sort of critical ideas of our culture. And that's a little bit more than I want to give away right now. But over the coming weeks, what you will see is a program that I hope will appear on Q'd before Christmas, and in fact, I promise will appear on Q'd before Christmas, because now Jeff and Mark can make me, sort of going into that a little bit more. And again, I don't want to make it sound boring at all, which is why I'm sort of working on it on the side and really haven't shared it with Jeff and Mark until, well, now. But I've put it out there into the world. I have a project that I need to finish before Christmas. The other thing I'd like to do with Q'd is obviously spread our content out a little bit, because we've really been very focused on video games. I know we focused a lot on HowCon, which was very important to us because showing off the local community is really what we're here for. But we really want to diversify in what kind of content that we put out there. So what would you like to see? Mark did a piece on some anime that he was really enjoying. Jeff is working on some stuff featuring some comics, and we'll also be exploring some of the comic spaces that are around the city. And I'm working on this other piece, as well as some other content. For example, soon to follow, you'll see a few book reviews and things like that. Again, sharing our own interests in everything with you all. So what do you think? We would love to have some feedback on Q'd. Maybe things that are going around in the local community that you think we should be a part of. I know I personally would love to go visit some of the maker communities that are starting to pop up in the city, which I think is awesome. But some other stuff that we would like to hear about is just what kind of goofy content do you want? We don't want the channel to be serious all the time. In fact, as you see from Q'd Plays, we're pretty terrible at playing video games, but we do really have an awesome time. Really what I think is important is making sure that the channel speaks to the kind of personalities that Jeff, Mark, and I all have. And hopefully as we grow as a channel, we are only a few months into this whole experiment, hopefully as the channel progresses, you'll see that and you'll see our personality shine through. So, of course, do all the YouTube stuff at the bottom. Let me know what you guys think, what you would like to see, and I've put it out there. Jeff, Mark, I've got stuff to do. Make sure I do it, please. From QTV, this is Mike, and please check out our special on HalCon, which will be coming up Thursday, and will probably be in the link after the music.